You have a distinct look. Have you done The Sopranos?
Funny you mentioned that, because
Yeah.
I actually was called in to audition for a part in The Sopranos. But
You've got the Italian stallion look, you know.
Yeah.
Cancerians, buddy. Well, 4 seasons in one day. You could be laughing, and the next minute you're crying, and the next minute you're angry, and the next minute what? You're debating.
Yeah, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
And then within like 30 seconds, I was laughing.
I love that.
You know, that's not a bad thing to be able to do.
Yes.
And utilize that, let that suck into your body and regenerate you and fuel you for workouts, for life. Even after you've achieved your, I guess, short-term goal of winning a show, stay within striking distance.
He's white rice. Why not oats? Blueberry and 2 scoops of whey protein isolate. He's Ferreira's Kitchen. It's plain and it's simple, guys. Eat at home, eat smart, nutritious, love your food. He'll pose anywhere, light up that back like Christmas trees in all season. He works the glutes at Venice Beach, discovered Wesley Visser in 2018 before anyone else. Doesn't mind the odd rant, though he does know a thing or two. 27 sets back days. Please help me welcome 1989 NABBA Mr. Australia, 2 times AAU Natural Mr. Universe, body transformation specialist, posing coach, and can cook you a mean natural ingredients schnitzel. Let me introduce you to Mr. Gennaro Ferra.
G'day. How are you, Steve?
Oh, good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad.
I think we've covered everything in that intro.
Pretty much, yeah. That's about it, mate. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay, let's start. Anyway, how are you, mate? Are you in America at the moment?
Yeah, I'm in New York City. I've lived here since '97, so quite a while.
Oh, you live there?
I live here. Yeah. I've been here pretty much since, like I said, June of '97.
Are you a Melbourne boy?
I am a Melbourne boy, yeah.
Whereabouts?
Reservoir. I'm a Reservoir.
Ooh, where's that? What's Reservoir?
Reservoir. Don't mess with the Reservoir boys, mate.
It sounds like it. Isn't he Sunshine?
No. It's more east of Sunshine, but north of Coburg and Preston and Thornbury. Do you know Thornbury? That's where Sammy
Thornbury, Northcote. My sister lives there.
Yeah. Like, so we're a few 3 or 4 suburbs up from Northcote.
Nice. And well, can I ask why America? Why from 1997?
Jeez, mate, that's a good one. Well, I was here in '96. I was on vacation here in New York. I was already on the West Coast, and while I was training at Gold's Gym in Venice, I was approached by another trainer, and he said he was sort of really impressed with just me, I guess, as an individual training. He was very curious about me, and he said, you know, who are you? What do you do? What have you won? And I told him, and he said, mate, he goes, one of my good friends is a photographer, and he spun off various fitness and bodybuilding magazines, Men's Fitness, Natural Bodybuilding and Fitness, Men's Exercise. And he goes, I know she'd love to do a photo shoot with you. So he said, give me your back then I had a pager, I think. I don't know, or something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, he gave me her pager. Anyway, we spoke, and next day we were in Gold's Gym shooting a leg routine.
Wow. So you were spotted out in the crowd. So I guess your good looks and your somehow charm resonated with someone, and they said, mate, we want you in front of the camera.
Yeah, I mean, again, I was surprised because I was just there to work out. I was there to see some pros, you know, I saw Flex Wheeler and a few other.
You went to the Mecca. You went to the Mecca.
Yeah, I was on vacation, so I wasn't expecting it. And honestly, I wasn't in the best shape either. I mean, I was pretty good enough to appear in a men's workout, natural bodybuilding fitness magazine, you know. And yeah, I got some good shots out of it, you know. So,
and that kept you there?
Well, then the publishers are based in Manhattan, in New York, and you know, I eventually got to, that was obviously on the itinerary, to spend some time in New York City. They reached out to me and they said, look, we love the shots. Please come up and see us at the Empire State Building when you get here. And I met with, you know, the big honchos there, and they said, why don't you, you know, you've got to come back. They also ran, they were in charge of the WNBF, so the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation. And they said, you know, you've got to compete in our shows. You're going to appear in more. They put me on the cover of Natural Bodybuilding and Fitness when I came back to live. And then, you know, I thought, all right, you know, what was started off as a 2-week stay in Manhattan progressed into a 6-week stay. And I was getting offers to train people here, to model, to act. You know, none of this stuff was ever swung by me in Melbourne. Like, you had to hang on doors to, you know what I mean? No one ever opened your eyes up to what was possible for you. And I thought, you know what? This is where I'm supposed to be, because I'm this good, you know what I mean? And I always knew I was that good in Melbourne, and I was frustrated because I felt like, you know, I should have been acknowledged so much more than I was.
Do you think you have a distinct look? Have you done The Sopranos? Have you done
Actually, that's funny you mentioned that, because I actually was called in to audition for a part in The Sopranos. But
you've got the Italian stallion look, you know.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Steve here from Muscle Talks podcast. I just want to say a big thank you for everyone that's subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Why subscribe? It allows us to get a bigger reach, a bigger audience, and get those that love and have a massive love affair with bodybuilding onto this podcast. Some of the elites, we're talking to them now. We've had some of them already on. So please subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. Why? It notifies you when we've launched a new podcast, some great new content that you might be interested in. So we want you to get the very best from us. So please subscribe, notification bell, and let's get back to the podcast.
You know what it is, Steve? I didn't start acting here until I came here in '97. So I had no idea about acting. It was foreign to me. And I started doing some scene studies classes and some off Broadway theater. And I was like, wow, like, this is amazing. Like, I felt like when I started bodybuilding, so raw, so naive, so just green, you know. I love, you know what I mean? And I thought, well, you know what? Even though I'm not good at this, even when I started bodybuilding, I was not good at it. Even though I'm not good at it, I actually enjoy it. I was in, you know what I mean? I was like, this is good for me because it's pushing me. It's making me feel uncomfortable, and I'm enjoying it at the same time.
I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess America at the time, it discovered the real you. It found you, who you really were. Yeah. We're in Australia, you had to play to the crowd, where the crowd found you in America. They came to you and said, this is who we want, Gennaro. This is the guy we see, we know. And you said, yeah, this is me. This is who I am.
I just needed a bit of a shove, a kick up the ass, so like a slap across the face. Like, hey, do you know that you can do this, that? And it's all here, by the way. It is all here. Whereas in Melbourne, it's not, you know, back then, where the fuck are things? You know?
No. Yeah, well, the
Other
thing
than
is,
Coles and Safeway, you know?
well,
No, I'm
now,
kidding.
no, you're right. No, look, I get it. I get it, because let's just start with something personal together. Do you get perceived as something like for me, everyone thinks I'm a lead singer to a rock band,
Oh,
which I'm not,
okay.
right?
Yeah,
They think I'm the Johnny Depp of.
I get it. Yeah.
But also, sometimes I find myself, and you can tell me about you.
Yeah.
I get a little frustrated because no one really wants to know who I am. They want to go with the image they think I am. Do you get that?
Yeah.
So in other words, what I'm saying is they see something and that's what they want to go with, rather than actually finding out who I am. I get judged a lot. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I get judged a lot.
I can see people being maybe slightly intimidated by you.
Yes.
Because you do look you come across very professional. You know, like you said, you're a handsome guy, you're fit, and you're stylish. So, you know, maybe that's kind of why they want to pigeonhole you, because maybe they're a little bit, you know what I mean, intimidated.
So do you think America didn't pigeonhole you? That's the thing. Australia pigeonholed you. America didn't. Just a question. Doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah, and that's a good question. I don't even know if I had been there long enough to be pigeonholed in Australia.
Okay.
You know, like, you know,
Yes.
you could kind of, I was still a baby, man. Like, up until
How old were you?
Like, I came here when I was going on 30, and I was still like,
Come on, man. By 30,
partying.
you're pigeonholed. By 30 years old, you're pigeonholed. I'm telling
Am
you.
I?
In Australia,
Oh,
in
yeah.
Australia,
Well, actually, now that you mention it, I feel like I was just another bodybuilder in.
Yeah.
Whereas in the US, they're more. I love Australia. I'm not trying to, but you know, and obviously things have changed, and they have, because I go back quite a lot now. But back then, yeah, they saw you as sort of a bit of a muscle dude, you know.
A bit more gym, right? A bit more. Sorry to say this, with all of us, a bit of a meathead more. Not really. Didn't have
a
personality.
meathead.
Yeah.
And you know,
well, because when you went to America, it seems like what they saw was beauty. They saw your good looks. They saw masculinity. They knew there had to be some kind of discipline and some natural talent. And also, you're a little bit not flamboyant in dress. I'm hearing me out first, because I'm going to talk about your black suit and your cigarette in your hand. I'm going to talk about that soon. But the thing is,
black suit.
there's
that
with
was
your little floral tie.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, man, don't worry. The thing is, but when you went to America, I guess the jigsaw came together. Your personality being a little, I'm not going to say you're an extrovert, because everyone thinks I am, and I'm actually an introvert. But but when you're out there, you're genuine, and that seems loud. But just because you're genuine, it doesn't mean you're loud. And I guess your looks, your body, and the way you not warm to people, you let people talk to you, and I think that's what America embraced. They saw that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very approachable, and I'm curious. You know, like I'm curious about people, about things, about animals, about. I mean, I don't read a shitload, I must say, but I want to learn about what's around me, who's moving around me. You know, just the environment, the beaches, the buildings, the plants. So I have been told that I'm like, you know, people have said to me, why are you talking to that person? Why, you know what I mean? Like,
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
yeah. And I just say, because why not?
I
Like,
can learn.
why the hell not? You know,
Well,
like,
how old are you? How old are you?
so I'll be 57 in June 27.
All right, you're Cancerian, very emotional person. Got it. But having said that, I turned just playing with you, mate. I'm 55.
No, I am emotional. I am.
Well, Cancerians, buddy. Well, 4 seasons in one day. 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah, exactly.
You could be laughing, and the next minute you're crying, and the next minute you're angry, and the next minute what? You're debating.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You've got everything going on.
The other day, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
And then within like 30 seconds, I was laughing.
I love that. That's what I love.
You know what I mean? And I thought, oh, if I, you know, that's not a bad thing to be able to do.
No, it's a very good thing to do. But what I'm saying is, I'm 55. This is all I've discovered now. And 55, whether you like it, 57, whether you like it, Gennaro, or not, and if we don't use it correctly, and if we don't build on it correctly, we're fucked.
Yeah.
But we've got wisdom. We've got 57 years, 55 years. We've got wisdom, man. It's fair to say it was given to us now. We can look back at our mistakes. We can look back at the people we talk to. We can look at everything now and go, I can time this. I can time that. And I could talk to Chris, who's 23, and I could say, I get you now at 23, man. At 30, I didn't give a fuck about you. At 40, I didn't give a fuck about you. But now my son's 18, my daughter's 21. Someone tells me they're 28. And you know, at 28, 29, 30 is when you become a man. Yeah. That's when your skin becomes tougher. Your hair on your face becomes tougher. Your voice changes, a bit more testosterone. It's a different testosterone at 30 years old.
Yeah.
So we've got wisdom.
That's true.
We've got wisdom, bro. I'm telling you, but we can build on it. We can build. We're not finished. We're not finished.
Nowhere near, mate. Nowhere near. Like,
nowhere near.
I think we're continually slipping up, but, you know, who doesn't? People are making mistakes up until they're 100.
Well,
you know?
Going on that, I'm going to start with a quote from Marcus Aurelius.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
I know Chris' favorite one. It says, and we'll talk about it, maybe even get Chris to say something, but he's 23, and who wants to listen to a fucking 23-year-old? But anyway, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Release this and you will find strength. I'll say it again. You have power over your mind, not the outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. What do you reckon Marcus Aurelius is saying there?
Well, we can't control what is about to happen or what will happen or what has happened.
That's right.
Those external forces, we can't control those. All we can control is how we perceive everything around us.
That's right.
How we perceive negativity, how we perceive a smile, a flirt, jealousy.
Yeah.
How do I digest that as it's all happening maybe in one go, or maybe one of those things at one time that could be very intimidating as well. Or, you know, I don't, you know, and to this day, you know, you're experiencing, we're all experiencing all these sort of outside forces coming at us left, right, and center, and it's up to us, you know, as individuals, we owe it to ourselves to be able to react to it in a positive, graceful way.
Yeah, Chris, how do you see it?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Like he said, you have to focus on the things you have control over, and that's your brain and like you don't have control of your feelings.
Yeah,
but you have control on how you act on them.
I agree. Myself, I've come, and Chris knows, I think Chris introduced this word to me this year. I get new words every year. You don't want to hear the word I had last year. Last year was a very very foul word. I called everyone that word. Having said that, this year,
Yeah.
my main word is stoic. For some reason,
All right. I like that.
Yeah, this year I feel that I have to have stoicism, whatever it's called. And the reason I say that, and I think Chris introduced it to me, and I looked it up because I thought stoic was unemotional. I thought it was a person that didn't care. No, he does care. He cares a lot. What he doesn't do is show it through emotions, even facial expressions. He holds ground to assess it. And for me, everything, in relationships, breakups recently, a lot of things going on. One thing I realized, the power of the mind is time. If I don't sit with it for a moment and I wrestle with it and I deal with it and I accept myself with it, the outside world can't fuck me up. And also, I've realized the truth lies within yourself. I believe the truth prevails inside you. So no matter what happens, and I'll say it out there for people that are in situations, even myself, you know yourself too, financial situations with fucking big corporates. To be honest, it's industry chasing you. Fuck them. They should learn patience. You just got to learn how to stand stoic. You got to stand with truth. And you can't let the externals fucking put baby in the corner. Fuck that. And that's what I think the world does. We think, hear me out just quickly. If anyone's out there, oh my God, the bank's after me. You know what? The cunts are after you because it's corporates as a team, as a gang coming after you. Stand strong. No. I'm not paying you today. Why? Well, I've got fucking no money in my bank account anyway. So what do you want? You want blood? Let's cut it up. Let's cut it up. So I think the outside world comes and wants to punch us. So you got to stop and say, you fucking deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. My intention is to look after you. My intention is to pay you. My intention is to be in this relationship. But don't fucking put it on me. So I think for me, how I read it, God, I got worked up. The thing for me is
that's good, mate. That's good. I could relate to that.
Thank you, man. Stoicism. And mate, I'm going to tell you a funny quick story. I told this to my son. I think I told this to Chris. In my 20s and 30s, you know, when you used to call the operators, like I'd call NRMA. And you know, when you call them, any services, and as soon as you pick up the phone and the person goes, hello, Brian speaking. And you go, hey, Brian, how are you? And he goes like this. Yeah, good. Can I help you? That's when I say, oh, Brian, I got to go. I hang up. I want the next operator that says, how am I going? Because then I know we're going to have a relationship. So when someone doesn't talk to you over the phone nicely, just tell them, I've got to go.
That's a good strategy.
And then you ring back later and then you get Mary. And then Mary says,
they're more likely to take care of you.
Yes. That's a tip from Steve. Don't accept the operator. If he's not working with you, because it's a call center. Just say, look, oh, thanks, mate. I've got to let you go.
Yeah.
And dial it back, and Mary answers.
That can be a tricky one, but that can be a tricky one. You know why? Because sometimes you're waiting a shitload of time, and then if you hang up, now you're back to 20 minutes of waiting. I don't know.
Well, I did do that in my 20s and 30s, so I guess I haven't done it lately. But
it worked.
It worked, and I'm going to incorporate it. But you're right. This waiting, I mean, we're telling off our phones now. Siri, I did not say but. I said the. Siri, fuck off. Like we're telling off the phone now.
Yeah.
So externals, man, we've got to go stoic. That's what I think.
Okay.
Marcus Aurelius.
I like that. I'll think about that.
Yeah. You got to hold it in for a moment or two. It doesn't mean you don't care. Okay, 23rd of June, 2022. In your highlights, man, you got a lot of highlights. Mr. Universe.
Oh no!
You said looking the part. You wrote this. Even after you've won, don't let your guard down. What does that mean?
Yeah, that means like even after you've achieved your, I guess, short-term goal of winning a show, like, stay within striking distance. Like, who knows what could arise for you. You may get the urge to compete again. You may get offered to compete in a show, be invited. I've been invited to compete in shows when I wasn't quite ready, and then got excited because I thought, hang on, this person is actually calling me to go to Mexico to compete, and they're paying for it. Like, that's
Nice.
if you're not what did you say? Ready to?
You said even after you've won, don't let your guard down. Like,
So yeah, if I had to let my guard down, and I learned that when I was up for a movie role in which Rich Gaspari got. I was actually shortlisted for a movie because what happened was, it was during the winter. I'd just come back from Australia. I don't know. I was out of shape. Not bad. And I scrambled to get they're like, we want muscular, we want big, we want, and I was like, fuck, I got a week. They're calling me back. I was standing in front of the director, Frank Oz, in the Astoria studios, right, for a movie with, anyway, I'm name dropping left, right, and center here.
Go for it, man. We love it.
What I'm trying to say is, what's her name was in it? Our girl. She was married to Tom Cruise.
Nicole Kidman.
Right, the Stepford Wives, right?
Yes.
Short part, but and because but bottom line is, because I wasn't in my Gennaro Ferra shape, then I didn't get it. Rich Gaspari got it.
Wow. Oh my God, Rich Gaspari, man. Oh, that you're competing against. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah, but
one.
This was not really that well. Maybe 15 years ago.
Still Rick Gaspari, man.
He's
we're talking about
unbelievable.
We're talking about the Hall of Famers. You know that.
Like unbelievable physique, like unbelievable in his prime. 85 to 88. Just very rare that you see quality from toe to top.
So tell me, since we're going to name drop, I want to know the bodybuilders you've hung with. Not like the ones you've really enjoyed, but hear me out. Have you met also Stallone?
I haven't met. No, I'd like to meet Sly Stallone.
Oh, you would. I could see you hanging out with Stallone.
Yeah, no, but I don't know. He's on the West Coast. I'm good mates with Victor Martinez. He comes by to Complete Body quite a bit. He's a really sweet. I mean, I knew Victor from the Steel Gym days, which was like a old school building gym on 23rd Street back in the late 90s, when he was, competing in the nationals before he started competing in the Olympia. Sweet, down to earth. I always knew when I saw him back then, I thought, this guy is just beautifully shaped. Beautiful, like amazing shape, physique. I thought this guy's going to go far because he had those beautiful full muscle bellies, no fault. So I'm trying to think. Chris, do you remember a guy named Chris Dickerson? He won the. So Chris Dickerson won the 1982 Mr. Olympia.
1982. Go ahead. Yeah. I probably don't remember that. The name. I know the name. I know the photo. But obviously, in the 80s, I discovered bodybuilding probably the late 80s. The late 80s.
Yeah. So Chris Dickerson, that was in London, and he wasn't known for his arms. He had very mediocre arms, but what he did have was amazing condition. Beautiful balance, amazing calves. I mean, legs were spot on, a great back, and again, not the great chest, not the best arms. And when I first started training people at that gym I was telling you about, Steel Gym, he would me, and even before he introduced himself to me, he was very impressed with my physique, and then we got to know each other, and each time I walked in the gym, he'd say, "There's Mr. Australia," like to the point where I was like, "Oh no, only Chris Dickerson could get away with this," because after a while that gets tired.
Well, I'm going to go to the highlights of your going for Olympia, but let me continue with what I've written here. On the 30th of September, 2021, you've got your food highlights. We've got Ferrera Kitchen, right?
Ferra's Kitchen.
Ferra, sorry, Ferra. I apologize.
That's all right.
Ferra, I'll get it right. You're not going to reap the rewards in the gym. It's plain and simple, guys. Eat at home. Eat smart, nutritious, love your food. Go on.
So my father taught me those principles. My dad was a chef. He learned his craft in Italy, in Naples. So then as soon as we moved to Australia, we were all born in Italy, in Naples. When we moved to Melbourne in 1968, the old man started working left, right, and center. They were knocking on his door. And he would bring, not only would he cook at home with my mum, but he would bring food home from the restaurants. So, like, we had the best food. And when occasionally we'd bring home fish and chips or McDonald's, and my dad would be so pissed off. He'd be like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Look what we got here." And he'd show us what was in the oven, what was in the fridge. He goes, "You're bringing that shit into this house." My dad was very sweet, very smart, very respect. It wasn't like, like abusive or anything like that. But he'd go, "Listen, think with your mind. You got the food I make from all the best produce here in Australia versus the shit they're feeding you at the fish and chip shop or at McDonald's." And then we learned how to cook. So then ever since, up until this day, even today, I don't like going out to eat. I dread it.
I don't either.
What the fuck's going on back in the kitchen there? Who the fuck
Me
knows?
too.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't like going out, man.
I want to know exactly the amount of chicken I want on my dish. I want to know exactly the ingredients. And it's funny you say that. When I was a kid growing up, we had the best Greek food because I've got Greek background.
Okay.
But on Thursday nights, we used to do late night shopping.
Yeah.
And late night shopping, my mum would let us get whatever we wanted. And we'd get pizza subs. You know those frozen fucking pizza subs with one big fucking piece of salami on top. and the thing was, when my mum cooked that in the oven, I thought that was gourmet. I said, "Fuck, this is gourmet," because I was so used to the Greek gourmet food that I took for granted. But when I ate the shit canton, remember canton? That fucking canton. When my mum cooked that for us, I go, "Man, this has got to be gourmet. This has got to be gourmet, this canned Chinese shit." So, excuse the Chinese, but anyway, we love Chinese.
No, I get you, man. Don't get me wrong. That's like crack, like it tastes so fucking good. You know what I mean? I don't even know what crack is or what crack is like.
Doesn't matter, man. It is like crack when we want to get, for us.
It's you high. It's like this immediate rush of everything, flavors and fats and sugars and
you know it. You know as bodybuilders, whether you're investor or not, any junk food we have, chocolate, ice cream, is crack. For us, it's crack. We can't stop. We just start. You have a few spoonfuls of the Napolitana ice cream, and before you know it, you're smashing the chocolate more and the strawberry more, and you're going back for seconds and thirds because it's crack for us.
Yeah,
it's crack.
Yeah. You're right, man. It just doesn't stop.
But let me ask you this question. I'm in a total agreement. There is nothing like home cooked food. Even I'm telling you now, even chicken breast cooked in the oven with a little bit of olive oil, like a chopped up onion and a garlic, and just saksa salt on top.
Beautiful.
Mate, the taste of that chicken breast on boiled rice, you can't go.
Yeah.
It is delicious. On delicious, it is
Sounds
delicious.
amazing. So simple yet so. And why do we need to complicate things with all these other bullshit ingredients?
Are you fat up or fed up? Tired of boring food? We just cooked this from our What Should I Eat cookbook. It's also on an ebook, making it more affordable for you. So, get your copy at threeog.shop.
So why has this fucking calories in, calories out? So you can go have fucking McDonald's, you can go have KFC Zinger Burger. The Zinger Burger is 400 grams. Go have that. But what kills me is where's the fucking micronutrients? Like you're gonna be a paling. You're gonna be a fatso or a paling. You're not gonna have muscularity. You won't have no testosterone levels. You won't have any fucking substance. You won't feed fucking, and they're sitting there going, go to my calorie counter. Go and check the macros on that. But isn't it like bullshit that they think that you can eat a chocolate cake and that's okay to do that every day as long as you don't go over your 2,000 calories per day.
Yeah. I think it's a load of bullshit. You know what it is? It's people have stopped learning for themselves.
Yes.
Learn about your body, learn how to work out, learn how to eat, investigate the ingredients. Or not even just know that, broccoli, spinach,
egg,
peppers have fiber, have water, like understand the basics that eggs are protein, that beef is iron and protein. And utilize that, let that suck into your body and regenerate you and fuel you for workouts, for life. Then no one is connected anymore. You have to be connected to your nutrition equally as you have to your sleep patterns and your rest and your training and your relationship life. I mean, I'm no life coach, believe me.
No, you are. Go for it. You're 57. You're going to be 57. You can be. Go for it.
But what I'm saying is I was fortunate enough to work out with guys that were my age and older than me and learn from everyone. I was taking, and I thought, all right, we had no trainers. There was no such thing as a guru. There was you, and there was your friends, your mentors, your teachers, and you learnt. If you had half a brain, you would take from everyone and then utilize it for you, and then create magic within you, and then not need any one of them ever again as friends. Absolutely, but not as training partners anymore. That's it. It's done. I know what I need to do now. I've done it. I've created the magic, and you know what I mean. And that's but this is why, if you don't mind me, I know I always do tend to go back to today's bodybuilding.
Don't worry, I've got a question on that too. So tell us now. Go for it,
mate. What got me into bodybuilding was the beauty of the art of the sport. It's like champagne football. I don't know. You're not probably as familiar with Australian rules football as I am, but
more rugby league. But I do know Richmond. I do know the Swans because they're around my family.
Australian rules football back when I was a kid, as a teenager, was beautiful to watch. The game of soccer. Why do they call it the beautiful game? Because it's beautiful. The way they move, the way they head the ball. And so goes the reason why I was attracted to bodybuilding, because there's an extension of the sports that I was participating in that is now something you can do solely on your own and create that athleticism, and that art in what we know as bodybuilding.
Well, I found that myself because I want to keep going with this, all right? Because I want to keep going with it. What I found is everyone's in it for a season. No one's in it forever. Meaning, I'm in it forever. I'm in it forever. Seasons for me haven't stopped, mate. Wait till you see what I look like when I turn 60. Wait till you see. I'm going to make sure my testosterone levels are high naturally. I'm going to make sure my cognitive brain is fucking on. I've noticed that everything around us, everyone's becoming dumb because of the food we're eating, the lack of nutrients. We are becoming a dumb fucking race. And the thing is, this fountain of youth is inside the gym. And I'll tell you why it's inside the gym. Because inside the gym, you don't have to stress mentally. You go in and you do a job and you push. I'm 55. I push more than an average 55-year-old. So already my body's telling me, already my body's saying, who the fuck are you, Steve? You're acting like you're a 40-year-old. So it's going to make me look like I'm a 40-year-old. No, not a 20, not a 30, but a 40-year-old. So I'm holding on some youth. But I watched even my own dad and people around me when they got older, when they lost their brains. And trust me, my dad in his 20s and 30s and 40s, he had this beautiful veggie patch, and that's where we ate from. But then in his 50s and 60s and drinking beers and fucking, wait a minute, crust pizza and Special K for dinner and just eating yogurt. My dad said, why should I cook? Mum's dead. This is not happening. I'm by myself. He gave up on himself. Well, your brain's going to give up on yourself. Your fucking penis is going to give up on yourself. Your sex drive is going to give up. Everything's going to give up. So no one gets this thing, bodybuilding, is when they're fucking digging your fucking grave, you're at the gym before it. When they're about to drop you in, go do a set. It's never, tell me now, there's no finish line in bodybuilding. There's no finish line.
No way. Never. You can always do something, man. Like
but you know yourself. You probably thought, hear me out. I thought by the age of 30, I won't need to train anymore. Oh my God. What are you talking about? At the age of 40, I thought, oh my God. And now I know, you know what, Steve? You're training forever, but eating good. And one more thing, like I said, everybody at the moment has made bodybuilding seem like it's a fucking disorder. When I knew bodybuilders, we bulked up. We bulked up. We'd listen to this. People said, you know yourself, what was our bulking period? Winter. Why? Because we wore jumpers, right? But what did you do? You went to the chicken shop, the charcoal chicken shop. That was our food. That was our food prep. The charcoal chicken shop, and you'd go like this
with the Greek salad.
Give me a whole chicken, Greek salad, and those 2 baked potatoes.
Yeah, or like a what's it called, potato salad, right?
Yeah. Now they're all talking about, oh my God, did you see what she was eating? Did you see what he was eating? Like, are you serious? Yeah. We just bulked and ripped, bulked and ripped, bulked. And you know, sometimes you bulked for a couple of years and then you ripped up for that year. But what I'm alluding to is everyone is basing it now just on stage. Man, I promise you, the plastic trophy, it's great. I've never had it. I got it. But for me, turning up at my wedding, ripped as fuck, and I got a facial done, manicure done, pedicure done. I got fucking waxed. I got a fucking spray tan done for my wedding. That's competing. Wow. Got my teeth whitened. So my birth of my daughter, what I'm saying is there's always a comp.
Yeah,
there's always a comp in your life.
I agree, man.
I went on a bit of a rampage there.
No,
but you know what I mean?
No, that was good. No, absolutely. Like, I just think people should get more excited about whatever they decide to dive into.
Yes.
Get excited about it. Like when I was, like I said, when I was decided I wanted to explore acting here in New York, I was, mate, I had no idea. I was terrified. I went up for my first, I got Measure for Measure. It's a Shakespeare play. It was my first, and he goes, I want you in 3 parts. He gave me 3 small parts.
Yeah.
Mate, when I went up to rehearse, guess who was watching in the seats, the audience, my cast members, because they weren't on, and I was so self-conscious that I was terrified, and then eventually I got better and I got less self-conscious. But I think my point is that I could have either said, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to feel like that anymore, because that made I feel like they were making fun of me, but they weren't. They wanted me to do my best, but I was, paranoid, right? I sucked. Or I could have said, no, I'm never doing this again, or I'm coming back because he picked me to be in this play and he thinks I'm good enough. So I'm gonna, and then that's when I decided to dive into it, right? Maybe that's what's missing today I can't speak for the arts, for other.
Do you think
in bodybuilding, I don't see that level of excitement anymore. I coach a lot of people online, posing coaching. I help people prepare for shows, and there are some that get so excited. It thrills me. But then there are people that come to me. They want a posing routine within 3 days of a competition. I said, mate, what were you doing for the last 5-6 weeks? You should have been watching Bob Paris in the 1984 Mr. Olympia, Lee Haney. Like, that's how I learned. I went to shows. I went to Rocco Pedisano shows back in, when Sonny Schmidt competed in the Pacific Bodybuilding International. I was 17, 18, looking at Carl DeCampo, Sammy Ioannidis. I never had the pleasure of seeing John Torelli live. But again, one of Australia's greatest bodybuilders. I learned by observing those great Australian bodybuilders on stage, and obviously some women too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you know what came into my head right now? You and me, we are in love with the body, not our body, in love with bodies.
Yeah.
We love symmetry. We love a good arm in a shirt. We love a good quad in shorts. But we are the type that, don't you think today the bodybuilding game doesn't compliment anyone anymore? Like, we would go up to people, go, bro. That's why people in America came up to you. Yeah. They wanted to compliment you, right? In here, no one goes anymore. You look pretty good, bro. Everyone wants to be better than you, or they're intimidated by you. Don't you think there's more of, look at me, where we're like, you look good, man. This is what I mean. That's why I've got Muscle Talks podcast. I'm talking to the average bodybuilder now, man, because I'm enthralled by it. I want to compliment people. I want to compliment you. But you know what I've seen? There's so many people that want to dog you from behind, and they don't understand what compliments is. They don't know what it is when you say to someone, you look, you know what I mean? What I'm finding is, there was a time when people would compliment the smallest thing. Man, I like that. I like the little vascularity in your forearm. Man, your traps.
Right.
God, that shirt looks amazing on you, man. It's popping your delts.
There's always something good to say, right?
We did that in the past. We did that because it was only, hear me out. There was a few of us. Now the gyms are packed. And it's 50-50, women and men. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful with the women. But it's just predominantly bros. We're just bros, man.
Yeah.
There wasn't, there wasn't lawyers. There wasn't accountants. There wasn't doctors. But now everyone loves the gym, and and people are intelligent. Yes, there are, they are educated. We love that. But what's happened is the love's gone. The love of bodybuilding, like love. You know what I mean? It's love affair. It was a love affair. We loved the art, the design.
Like just the feeling of the blood rushing into the muscle and visualizing that, and maybe, I don't know, like taking that feeling to a new level. you know.
And I think as well, you know yourself too. I mean, excuse the word I'm going to use now, but hear me out because I said it. You do like to show off. Hear me out. You'll pose in the corridor. You'll pose at the park.
Yeah.
You'll pose on the streets in New York. But hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I can't do what you do. I can't. Hear me out. I can't. Why? I don't feel still today as confident as you are. And I'm sure you battle that. But the one thing I do know, when we trained at the gym, we predominantly never showed ourselves off at the gym because the gym was the building ground, the factory.
Right.
We were, now everybody wants to show off everything at the gym.
That's
everything is. Do you know what I mean?
Mate. Yeah, I feel there are two sides to the camp there. There are the more expose types. Like I feel like, I was the show-offy type. I would, even when I started training, I had a Gold's Gym t-shirt. My mate was like, who's this cocky kid, even before he got to know me. And then you got the ones, like my mates, we'd go to the beach and some of them would wear bloody jumpers at the beach in 42-degree heat. And I'd be like, fuck this, I don't care if I'm soft. I was soft and smooth. And like, you know what? I want to get in the water and go off my big stomach. Yeah. So I feel like that maybe comes down to personality too. Some people, but what I'm trying to say to you is that we didn't take the body for granted, and it wasn't about exploiting it to the nth degree. It seems like everyone's in their underwear now. Everyone's everywhere in their underwear. Corridors. Oh, I know.
Like down, inside the aerobic center, everyone's stripping down. Inside the gym, everyone's in their underwear now. Like it's literally. Can I say something about that? Yeah, go ahead. A lot of it has to do with like the marketing of all these new lines of fitness gym wear, which I love. I think is amazing. Yeah. But some of these men and women become deceived by maybe the way that these this gym attire fits you and lifts your ass, and how the way it's cut. I'm like all right, and like when it comes to women, I think there are certain divisions that are amazing: bikini, wellness, and women have complete physiques. But I think, and men, this goes for men too. It's like, even like you said, aesthetics, even out your body, make your weakest link your best link. How do we utilize our minds to do that rather than chase size? Big shoulders and big chest and look like every other cow in the paddock. Sorry, hang on. The little Fluffy, she's going off. Oh, no, bring out. We know you love dogs because you posted. Everyone should love a dog.
I love dogs, man. Absolutely.
The dog's allowed to come on. Definitely, we're dog friendly.
Fluffy, come over. Come here.
Come over, Fluffy. Come on, Fluff bag. Yeah, there's Fluff bag. Yeah.
Fluffy, look.
Oh,
look at that
Jesus.
structure, mate.
Wait a minute. That looks like an old girlfriend of mine.
Fluffy, why are you cheeky?
She's cheeky. So you were saying about people focusing not on everything, not just your good points, your weak body parts, bringing them up, bringing aesthetics up, but also I know when I trained, and I still to today, hear me out. Yesterday I trained hammies, right? Hear me out.
Yeah.
I got these green shorts. I think I got them 6 years ago. Okay. And the waist band, the string came out. But I like wearing these shorts. So I actually tuck them in my fucking underwear so they don't fall down to my knees. What I'm saying is We
That's
trained
cool.
in no. What I'm saying is we trained in Lowe's tracksuits back. You know, our shoes were the shittest sand shoes you could train in
Yeah.
because you didn't treat the gym. You treat the gym as a factory. You went in, sweated your ass off, you destroyed your clothing, and you left.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you'd have fucking torn groin areas. You didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Now it's Jordans and Gymshark and you name it. Like it's, I don't know. I think
depends
it's
also. It
Mhm.
also depends on the type of gym you're going to, right? In a way, I guess.
Well, I go to a gym called Hardcore in Carlton in Sydney, and it's a male only gym, and it's old school.
Okay.
Male only, no
Cool.
females, no females.
Interesting.
No females. Yeah, no females
Okay.
because it's Muslim owned. I know why they do
All
it. They do it, and it's rightly so. They do it
Fair
to
enough.
not cause temptation to their boys, to everybody. And when I go
Hey.
there, I enjoy it. And it's funny because when I tell a mate or two to come with me, they all say this: "Oh, but I can't perv," and they go, "Exactly. I go to train. I don't go to perv. I go to train. That's the difference. I like to train."
I think
So-
it's good to have the option. I don't know. I think it's just good to have the option. For me personally.
Listen. There should be. I like all gyms that allow everyone to go. I like Fernwood, women's only gym. I love that.
Yeah.
But this gym for me, hear me out now. Masculine guy. I love going to this man only gym because I feel safe. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. I feel my hour workout is invested. I'm with guys, men, old, young, fat, skinny. We're all just training. Everyone's you're hearing you dumbbells are thrown on the ground. It's just the old school mentality.
Yeah. Actually,
sweat. I love it.
I can't comment because honestly, I've never been into a gym where there are only guys, so that could be quite an interesting experience.
It's a wonderful experience, and I feel safe. Listen, I said to the word, I feel safe. I feel comfortable. I feel that I can be myself. I don't have to portray anything because guys are guys. No one sits there. Everyone's in their zone. I'm going to ask you another question quickly. Leg press.
Okay.
And also some back exercises you've done. 45-degree leg press, 4 sets, 3 to 20 reps, 180 to 500 pounds. Why such high reps? And I noticed you did recently, I'm just trying to find it, a back workout that you did 27 sets.
Yeah,
What the fuck? Talk about that.
Well, that one there was 9 different back exercises.
I saw that.
Could have been 2 different types of pull down machines.
Yeah.
2 different types of bent over rows. I think I did a freestanding, a T-bar row, a freestanding and a chest supported T-bar row. I enjoy stuff like that. I encourage and I take my clients through workouts like that because they don't get bored. You know what I mean? Like, and they do, like, rather than do 4 sets of 4 exercises, you get to do 2 sets of 12 exercise, 12 different variations. Because I know how to make those exercises work. You know what I mean? Based on the journey that I've taken you through the workout, based on your energy levels, your ability levels. So I find those sort of workouts exciting. Giant sets, boom, 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 boom. And if someone's over there, they've moved in on our piece of equipment, stiff shit. Like you know what I mean? Like we'll do something else. Don't get your fingers in a knot. And most of my clients don't, but some people do. So I think you know, I don't always do that. Sometimes for back, I'll just do maybe 12 really intense, isolated sets because I just don't want to do. I want to do a 20-minute back workout and then I want to be out of here. That's the that's depends on my mental state.
Can I ask you then? Can I ask you? My question is hypertrophy. Are you also understanding, because of your experience, that you can get the result you're looking for, depends on what you're looking for, with heavy low reps, like to the point of breaking point, or high reps to the point of breaking point. Which one is what to you?
I mean, look, I definitely believe that progressively overloading the muscle.
Progressively means with you, what does that mean?
That means set after set, increasing the load, going from a 45-pound dumbbell chest press to a 55, to now a 65, to 75. Can we get 6 really good reps in on our last set, right?
Yes.
And then maybe doing a 5th set and trying for 6 more on 75. Another question is, have we ever done that weight before? If we've never done that weight before, that's a world record for us. That needs to be documented, and then growth will. And then only after you've had a big 1,000-calorie meal, right? If you're on that growth journey, will you reap the benefits of that personal best lift? It's all cumulative. Like how I learned to grow was just going in major calorie surplus, like you said, bulking up, and always trying to get stronger, but with good clean reps and with
good clean food.
Yeah, exact 3 to 5 to 7 quality rep. True, like you said, you got to be honest with yourself. If those reps were shitty, you're not going to grow. You're cheating. Who are you kidding?
No,
bodybuilding is about the truth. And when you go on stage and present the physique, that's all we see is what you've worked hard for, is all those personal bests you've established. The proof's in what you present on stage. You can't, and so that's my. But in saying that, I also believe that high repetitions are going to build muscle, but not beyond 20 repetitions. I don't believe, now it becomes a marathon.
Some are trying. I think everyone's trying to do the shock and awe. They're trying to get the attention. Maybe they're trying to tell you go to 30, 40, 50, 100. But I do believe what I've discovered. I'll let you know, Gennaro, that when I turned 50, I was ripped at 90. I've never been ripped at 90. I did say I was on the gear. But after that,
90 kilos you were?
90 kilos ripped, yeah.
Okay.
I'm 5'10", 5'11", 90 kilos ripped. But it's still good. That's 90 kilos ripped.
That's 200 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, I was ripped. But after it, and a few things that happened, like everything, I put on 25 kilos. I went to 100. So my true weight's 84, 85. I went to 107.
Kilos?
And yeah, man. Wow. And I was fat, but I hit fat well. In bodybuilding, you usually have fat ass, fat legs, fat calves, fat waistline, fat arms. Everything's distributed around the body.
Evenly,
evenly. But what I found was what got me back to lose the 25 kilos. I'm weighing 86 kilos now. I'm down to 86 now. 86.
That's great.
But I've got a little bit more to go, just a little bit more, right? But what I found was getting back to old fucking principles.
Yeah, exactly.
And did you know this? Let me tell you this. This is what you're going to find strange. I'm stronger at 86 than I was at 107. I'm stronger.
Wow.
I'm doing PBs now. Why?
Wow.
Because my diet's super clean.
Yeah.
My cardio is good old-fashioned walking. Go for a walk
it.
on the beach. You don't need the treadmill. You don't need the bike. Good old-fashioned, go for a walk.
Or
go
bike
for a long
ride.
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walking, man. Go walk 5Ks, 7Ks.
Exactly.
Beautiful. That's it.
Yeah. Who
Every
wants
day.
to be stuck in the gym for another 30, 40 minutes?
I want to get out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's funny. Like I said to you, so many theories, but you know what? The 80s and 90s have the answers. Back in the 80s and 90s are the true answers of bodybuilding. Because you know why? Because nothing was tracked. We looked at it. We felt it. We ate it. We trained it. The gym equipment was basic. Everything we did was basic and it worked. Now we have every fucking piece of technology. Fucking now you can get your diet. Now you can get your sugar level pricks done. You fucking you're on the scales every fucking day. You're fucking fat checking, blood tests.
Fuck out of everyone. Yeah, it is. I'm so glad. I'm sure you are, that you had that that immersion of that decade, those decades of real training, real nutrition, self-discovery, you know, which unfortunately a lot of people haven't tapped into here because they've got a drug coach, a posing coach, a nutrition coach, a workout coach, an online coach, a piss coach, a bike coach, you know. And then what about this coach right here? You know what I mean?
This is what, you said this. You said this. You said I've got to bring this up. Because I'm going to bring it now, and then I've got to more. Like I said, you said I'm trying to find it. You said, "Hey guys, you've got coaches that have been around for a couple of years, and they think they know it all, with great shoulders, abs." And then those that have won world titles, championships, that have been around, knowledgeable, but look like shit. Then you have guys like you who have been, who've won big titles, who practice what they preach and still still look amazing. So who are you going to pick? That were your words. What I'm saying is, haven't you realized some of the guys that were in for a season today, they don't even look like they've ever bodybuilt? And people that are in seasons, they reckon they're pros when they haven't done decades yet. Decades of training. So what I'm trying to say is, it was always the fundamentals. Terry Mitsos. I don't know if you know Terry Mitsos.
Great bodybuilder.
That's what I trained at his gym, Mitsos gym, right? And I remember saying, "What should I have for breakfast?" And you know what he said to me?
What?
He goes, "Eggs." I go, "How many eggs?"
Oh.
He goes to me, 6 egg whites. And I went, 6? Gennaro.
Yeah.
My mum not only was surprised that I was having 6 egg whites every morning, she went and organized a farmer to bring a truck with a pallet of eggs, and she kept them in the garage.
That's so sweet, man.
My mum, and what I'm saying is, I did that for 10 years, the cleanest eating. We're talking about, you can never get more ripped than that. Like that, I did not eat Special K. I did not eat cornflakes. I did not have Weet-Bix. I had egg whites and yogurts and fruits and fucking, you name it. It was, but I listened to Terry Mitsos tell me what to do.
Good advice. But you know
what I mean?
I used to do egg whites up until about 10 years ago. I would do, you know, back then I would do 9, 10 egg whites in one yolk, because I feel I didn't get enough protein with 6 egg whites. And then about 10 years ago, I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I chucking out the yolk for? So I would now I just eat 6 whole eggs in one shot.
The yolk is what we want. They fucking bastardized the fucking thing.
We were throwing away.
You need that saturated fat. You need that, man.
We were throwing away the best part of the egg.
Me too. Now I eat about. Look, I can't do it. I eat about 4 eggs a day. But what I'm getting at is, mate, not only did my dad order the cow manure truck, like I said, my mum ordered the fucking truck with the eggs, and that's when I realized eggs didn't need to be in the freezer, in the fridge. My mum would just keep them
not
out.
Those ones. No way.
No, those ones stayed out. They were beautiful, man. Organic. The guy with the big truck turned up, and fucking boxes would go. And you know, my uncles would come around and aunties would go, "What's the fuck with all these egg boxes?" And they go, "Oh, Steve or Stavros, he fucking doesn't stop eating eggs."
Oh my God.
Lean. Hey, listen to this. Lean fucking veal with only lemon lemon and a bit of fucking Saxa salt on top. You know, those days.
Would your
grilled-
mum make you all that?
Yeah, my mum used to fucking help me wax my ass. Whatever I wanted from my mum, she'd do it for me, man.
That's amazing, man.
I need to go to Queensland tomorrow. We've got to wax my body. She'd help me.
Wow, that's great.
She was the only one there. When you have that kind of support around you,
That's amazing.
people support you. Like, what did she know about bodybuilding? But she trusted me, her little boy.
Yeah.
You know? But the thing is, that's what I'm saying is, it's so simple, man. The fundamentals are just so simple, man. The food's so simple. Everything's so simple. Yeah, we make it sound so fucking complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's micronutrients. I get calories in, I get calories out, but it's micronutrients.
I agree, man.
Micronutrients, mate. The Zinger burger, 3 of the Zinger burgers, which equates to 2,000 calories, is not going to give you micronutrients from KFC.
Yeah.
That fucking chicken is stuffed with artificial stuff. And I'm going to tell you something quickly because I posted it on my socials. Greek yogurt. You know Greek yogurt?
Yeah.
Greek yogurt's sheep milk.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
sheep.
really?
Yeah, it's sheep.
Hang on.
Now,
so is Jalna yogurt? No,
it's
good.
cow. It's cow.
Ah.
But hear me out.
The
Hear me
real
out.
Greek yogurt is sheep yogurt.
Go next time to your supermarket, and I want you to turn the container over,
Yeah.
and I want you to read sheep's yogurt, even though it's double the price. I get it, but this is the ingredients. Sheep milk.
Wow.
That's it. Now
I
you
love
turn
that.
you turn Gelda. It says, I think it's got about 10
Yeah.
ingredients.
Yeah,
10 cow milk, this, soy, this, that, lecithin, this, lecithin. That's because they've made it seemingly like Greek yogurt.
Wait.
True Greek yogurt is sheep. And guess what? It's 15 grams of protein in it.
Where can I get sheep yogurt in Australia? Like, I would buy it if I found it.
Well, you got to go to the smaller supermarket.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what
I'll
I mean?
look out for it. Yeah, yeah.
Sheep's yogurt, man. Sheep. That's Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I love goat milk,
ingredient?
sheep yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah, sheep milk. Okay. I noticed that you trained glutes on Venice Beach with a backpack on your back.
Look, when was
2018. 2018. I think it was a bit of a joke. You said glute training. You put a big backpack and you kind of squatted and were running on the beach. You said this is glutes.
I think that's when I competed in the WFF universe in Huntington Beach. We went back up to Venice Beach and I was mucking around, you know, maybe it was playful stuff. But I mean, look, when it comes to glutes, again, I think everyone's trying to reinvent the wheel and overthink it. Squats, lunges, leg press, leg curls, straight leg deadlift. Enough for these curtsy squats and 7,000 pound hip thrusts, please.
Don't you reckon hip thrust is a bit zesty?
Isn't
it a bit zesty? It's a bit zesty, don't you think? Like, you're hoping no one's looking at you at the gym when you do it.
It's just, I don't know. It's a waste of time as far as I'm concerned.
That's all right. It could increase our viewing, and we don't mind people some hate mail.
True.
All right, I'm going to go off topic. This year I'm doing hot topics. So one moment. So I want to know this: what the fuck is going on with the world, man? We've got stabbings in Aussie shopping malls, bishops being stabbed, Israel, Palestine, America, Iran, Ukraine, Russia. We've got a media that's lying to us and soft politicians. Is it just me, or is this world at the moment dark, or is it not?
Mate, great question.
Because I'll tell you what, Chris told me we've had dark times in the past. You know, we've had back in the 1800s, I'm sure, 1700s, poverty, people killing people. But what I feel at the moment, the dark moments are literally displayed before us, shown to us on our phones, and we're all sitting here like we're believing we care, but we're ordering McDonald's at the same time. Yeah. So, what's going on with the world, man? What do you think?
That's great, mate. That's interesting. You raised that. I think the negativity is being amplified. Yes. We need to yeah, we do have choices, and we can make the world a better place by talking to other people, by acting on, you know, proper etiquette, proper everything, right? The way we eat, the way we dispose of things. I mean, it's all about our outlook, you know, like if we can control how we treat other people as individuals, and how we can, you know, carry ourselves and just create positivity around ourselves, then, you know, that's a step in the right direction. And I'm not negating everything that you just mentioned, because that's massive concern. But that's these are events that are facing us that we need to learn from. You know what I mean? We can't observe all this, what's going on, hearing about it, the stabbings, the war, the bombings, and oh, you know, what's going on, you know, and be afraid. But we have to face it and try. How do we, as people, as individuals, as a community, as a nation and a world, how do we now work on improving those situations? You know what I mean?
I just think
rather than I'll stay away, hate more, mother effers, you know, let's bomb more. You know what I mean? Like, let's eat more shit.
you know what?
Am I? Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. It does make sense. I think, like, what do you think, Chris? I just want to ask Chris because I didn't
hear your question, but I still think living in this world now is much better than let's say 50, 60 years ago, 100 years ago.
100 years ago,
I like that. See, I like that's a positive response. I like that. Yeah, I think that's where I was going with the first part of the questions. Is what, you know, the things that we need to be thankful for. We've made it this far. Let's keep moving forward. Let's like you said, you're doing this beautiful podcast. You know, you love bodybuilding. You're passionate about everything fitness and health and longevity. That's amazing, man. If we can change people's lives, you know, and you are changing people's lives from all your interviews that you've got up on YouTube. You know, if angry or pissed off people that are potentially gonna pull a knife out at someone, sees what we're talking about, and that changes their behavior, mate, we've done our job.
Yeah. No, look, I agree with what you're saying, and I agree with Chris. I think with me, currently with the world, and I was telling Chris this, I'm going to try to break it down very quickly. Because what I found on the weekend, especially what happened at Bondi, for me anyway, it hurt me a lot. And I think, but hear me out. I have worked on myself by seeing a psychologist, and this is what I learned. We're not allowed to cry when it's the right time. Hear me out. We're not allowed to be angry when it's the right time. We're not allowed to be happy when it's the right time. And we're not allowed to be fucked off when it's the right time. I'll tell you something else. We're not allowed to be jealous when it's the right time. We're not allowed to do this when it's the right time. What I'm saying is, I feel in this world at the moment, we got everything at the fucking wrong time. And for me, when I saw Bondi, I told Chris, I cried. I'll tell you why I cried. By the heroes. I didn't cry. I cried the guy holding the bollard.
Exactly.
I cried. I was crying, and I'll tell you why I was crying. Because that, to me, was in a fucking packed center, a few people stood up. And that's how I feel the world is today. And it makes me sad that I can't say, I'm going to stand up. I don't want to say that because everyone can talk about it. I'm going to stand up. I'll stand up. What I'm saying is, it just seems like a lonely world when it comes to fight for mankind, to stand up for each other, to do good, to pay attention, to be there for your brothers, to be I saw people on Sunday showing me themselves running on the beach while there was a massacre. Everybody went on with their lives like nothing happened. And that to me made me sad. But I get we got to be optimistic.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I just feel we're a world that believes we're all superheroes, but we're pissed as fuck. That's what I believe. So that's how I feel. There's only a few superheroes.
Mate, that's people were so frantic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you react to something that's so barbaric? You know, a man wielding a knife.
It's scary.
You don't know whether he's coming, he's going. You know, like, how do you mentally wrap your head around something like that?
I'm trying to say is I'm not going to say that I was going to be a hero. That's not what I'm saying. What made me cry is seeing the heroes.
Yeah.
I admired the heroes. That lady, the cop that ran in there, firstly, I believe she's probably never shot anyone dead. A packed place. And to know what she did and to do it straight away and go into that mode. Like, what I'm trying to say to you is the heroes made me cry. I get goosebumps now thinking about the heroes. The heroes is what gets me. You know what I mean? That's what affects me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Where I found anyway, but that's, like I said, the world at the moment, I think we just need to pay attention.
Yeah.
And we need, as a unanimous force, to feel what's going on and be in the moment. I'm not saying
be more aware.
Be more aware. It's okay to be sad at a funeral. Don't be sad at a birthday. It's okay to be happy at a birthday, but don't be happy at a funeral. Like, fucking know your place. Know your place. That's how I feel.
No, I agree, man. But, you know, I mean, my old man always taught us to be on guard. You know what I mean? Like, in getting back to those incidents, you have to have eyes in the back of your head today, you know? Like, I mean, you can't always be like that. You walk around like a terrified stiff. But, you know what I mean? But you know, even when I'm riding, I love riding around the streets of Manhattan. I love it. And I love it so much. I broke my elbow last September, right? Stupid mistake. But people say to me, like, well, I would never ride. It's too dangerous. I agree with them. But what gets me off is the actual thrill of it being borderline dangerous. You know what I mean? I get excited, you know, zigzagging in and out of traffic. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I've got eyes in the back of my head. We always have to be on the lookout.
Look, we can always be scared. I ride motorbikes still, and there's times I get scared, but then I think I have to get past scared, or else I won't ride motorbikes anymore. I noticed that you went to Olympia in 2018. You got to see Phil Heath in the back. You were backstage.
Yeah.
I think it was the very beginning of Classic Physique. The beginning days. And also you got to, I saw you take a photo with Wesley, or not you, but you took a photo of Wesley Visser was even in those photos. So go ahead.
So I worked, Wayne Galash asked me to work with him in videography. He was the official videographer of the Mr. Olympia. And I know Wayne from back when I competed as a teenager. He used to cover all the big NABBA shows. He did the NABBA Universe back in the 60s when Arnold competed. And I when he asked me to assist him, I loved it. I mean, I was backstage, like you said, saw Rolly Winkler, Phil Heath.
Yeah, Ronnie Winkler, I saw that,
Sean Roden, who won it.
Yes.
Dexter Jackson. You know, all those guys. But honestly, can I tell you something? I wasn't that impressed. Like, I was not. I would have, if you had to put me backstage at like the 1984 Mr. Olympia, Even at this age, or even at 17 or 18, however old I was, I would have been like on the floor. I would have been just overwhelmed with, this is beautiful. This is freaky. Not boom, 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 boom. It's too much muscle. Where's the quality? Where's the
I also found that wasn't that when Arnold also said everyone's got these big pot bellies now?
Yeah. Where are the abdominals, mate?
Yeah.
Like for me, the midsection, that's where the gem, that's where it blossoms from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the core of the body. If you don't have that intact, if your waistline or your abs aren't defined, if it's not tight, if it's not how you want it, if it's not pliable, in, out, twisting, obliques, serratus, boom, bang. If you can't do that with your stomach, then, mate, as far as I'm concerned, you're not even in the top 10. Sorry. And that's
I agree with you.
That's how it went in the 80s, mate. If your stomach was out, which wasn't, very few of them.
No, it wasn't.
They were all tight. Even the blocky ones like Gaspari, like Casey Vieda, they had blocky waists.
Sean Ray had an amazing waist too. Like Sean Ray.
But yeah, he had. I mean, they addressed that. Even Dorian Yates, the first few years of his winning, tight, and then it just like, you know, it went everywhere. They stopped valuing the midsection. But
it just became all about size, not about quality. It wasn't about, it was quantity over quality, and it became mass monsters and shock and awe. It was more, it wasn't, there wasn't a prettiness anymore. There wasn't a beauty.
Right. So at the Olympia, I was looking for that. I was like, who in this room can I be impressed by? And I mean, the classic physique guys were amazing. But I mean, as open bodybuilders, the only guy that impressed me who actually won the Olympia that year was Sean Roden. I was like, you know what? Even before anything, I said, I got this guy to win.
Wow.
You know.
So what do you think about the Olympia this last year? What do you think of Olympia?
As far as I'm concerned, Hardy Chupin got ripped off in this one.
Got ripped off.
I mean, he was clear, for me personally, my opinion, he was clearly the winner.
What about how he came in on Arnold's? How could you come in even better?
Yeah, he looked amazing in the Arnold's. Again, is he blocky? Yeah, but the guy knows bodybuilding. That man knows bodybuilding. For what he has, he's done the best for what he has, and he's actually he's old school, man. I've got to tell you, he is old school. He's got those abs are in. He carries himself well. He has great stage presence, and he's someone that you get excited to look at. The other guys don't excite me. You know,
I don't blame him for walking off.
No, I don't, mate. How do you?
I love it. I love it because he was invested.
As far as I'm concerned, if your chest is not striated when you do a most muscular, how do you win? How do you win a Mr. Olympia?
That's right.
You have to, from the front. I mean, no. Granted, his back was great, was dry, was beautiful. Yeah. But if you're not as equally in condition, that's what bodybuilding's about. It's about symmetry and it's about balance. If one side of you is smooth, off season basically, and then the back of you is ready, is show ready, you don't win. You don't win because something is just not right anymore. That's why the 80s guys like Charles Claremont, you know, we mentioned Gaspari, Samir Banu, from the side to the back, to the side to the front, equally, everywhere, evenly, they were cut to the bone beautifully, you know?
They were They were amazing, man. Just before I go into your comps, because that's what I want to go into. You're a posing coach. Have you noticed the massive investment of posing coaches now? Now we've got everyone that's competed now is a posing coach. Male, female, like everyone now. If you've done a one-time great posing routine,
now you're after one show, I'm a posing coach. Everyone, arrows,
or they've got a pro
videos.
card. They've got the word pro, and now you're a posing coach as well. Yeah, what's going on there?
Well, it's just another way to market yourself, and those guys, tip my hat to them, guys and gals. They're passionate about what they do, but my approach is different. Because to be honest, they're still moving like robots. Even though we're doing this and we're doing that, where's the connection to the audience?
You also spoke about
where's you can give me every flash. You can flash me every pose, every beautiful, sort of artistic pose in the book. But if every now and then you're not looking straight at me and smiling, you lost me. You also
talk about
you're not a posing routine. You're not a posing coach.
You also talk about, because I wrote here, you wrote that they're lacking what they're lacking is a feeling of conviction and transitions, and the transitions don't stop with a bit of a pose. It seems it just goes from one to the other to the other. We're not stopping and hitting it, and giving it a hit.
Yeah, rather than spin off, push out 50 poses and all these beautiful little transitions, give me 12 of your best poses and strike those poses and hold and squeeze the life out of those poses and connect to me. Now you can transition smoothly. Now but not only hit a pose that tells me something about who you are as a person. Like when I used to watch Muhammad Makawai posing, Lee Haney posing.
Yes, Lee Haney.
That took us into Lee Haney's world. That gave an idea of what type. I want to know. I'll probably never, even though I got to meet Lee Haney.
You got to meet him, I noticed, twice.
Yeah, even though, some of us will never get to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I at least Arnold has taught me something, or I have learned something about his personality through his posing. He doesn't have to talk; he just has to move. It's it's called art, and that's where these guys, all these classic physique posing coaches, I'm not impressed. Bottom line, not impressed at all.
Do you think that what they did in the 80s and 90s was their posing was not only so elegant, but it was to intimidate the other bodybuilder? And they did it well.
Exactly.
Arnold knew how to intimidate the other bodybuilders.
I never, you know what? You hit it right. You hit the nail right on the head. I never thought of that. The reason why you rise to those levels is because you wanna mop the floor with your competitor. And how do you do that? You can't slap the guy. You can't punch him. You punch him. You intimidate him with the way you express yourself now.
Yes, you make him look small by your expression.
Yeah, he's doing it this way. I'm like Arnold used to say. You got that? Look what I got. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then with that aggressive, intimidating attitude comes what comes out of that? Beauty. And someone that depicts the individual, you know what I mean? But they don't.
Well, that's what I felt now when we're talking about it. That when you talked about knowing their personalities, but it wasn't just about most muscular. It wasn't about the flex. It was then the romance, and then they turned it into like a savage move that but it was still elegant. But it blew.
Right.
It actually made you not even look at the other guy. You then focused on him because his posing routine took it out of the park.
Two key words there, mate. Romance, which I never thought of when it comes, because posing, great posing is romantic, and savage, but in a like you said, in a sportsman-like way, right?
Yeah, well, that's what sport is. So tell me, 1989, NABBA Australia, you looked huge, man. You possibly looked like, fuck, I looked at it, he's got to look like he's on gear, which we know you weren't. What's the secret in getting that kind of size? I know you were young, but not all can reach that level of size as well as quality muscle. Tell us about that.
I was obsessed.
Yeah.
I once I started I had weight goals before. I mean, during my strength goals, my goal was to get, once I got to 70 kilos, I wanted to get to 80 kilos. I wanted to get to 90. I got to 100. I got to 103 kilos before I started cutting up for the Mr. Australia.
Yes.
But I had to, in order to get to, I had to earn those kilos.
Yeah.
I had to earn it through building quality muscle and through building quality strength. So while I was bulking up, I was constantly, even though I really couldn't see much definition, I was constantly visualizing my body. All right, how is this going to look on stage? And this was the turning point for me, that the thing that made me even more crazy and determined to win the Mr. Australia. We were at the 1988 Mr. Australia the year before, and a guy by the name of Enzo Giourgis won the medium class open Mr. Australia. And he looked amazing. I was like, this guy looks unbelievable. And I said to my friends, as we were walking out of the auditorium, I said, this time next year, I'm going to beat him and I'm going to win the Mr. Australia. My mates laughed at me, you know, but in a kind of like,
yeah, mates do that. Yeah, of course.
But I knew that night that I thought, this is what I'm here to do for now.
You knew where the goalpost was.
Yeah, I was like, this is, if I know I can do the work. I know I've got the smarts. I know I'm determined. I just got to go to work now, and it's lights out. And that's what happened. You know, it was lights out because all along that journey, I manifested this image in my mind, which I presented on that day when I won the Australia, which was just, in my mind, perfection. Like, you know,
you were fucking symmetrically.
Yeah, there's no such thing as because what it is was what the amount of effort and I put in the gym, the amount of effort I put in the kitchen, in nourishing my body to build that quality muscle. I was being rewarded for that. You know what I mean?
It showed it in your. It showed also your upper body, your shoulders, and your quads, the lining up of that, your size of your arms.
And I was. A
lot of people lose it in the arms. You kept everything up.
No. The arms. I had spaghetti arms, mate. I didn't realize, and you know, I as soon as, you know, the thing with me is, as soon as I saw a twinkle of muscle development, I went like crazy. It was so, a little bit, just give me a little, just show me a sign. And then, but you know, in order to get that sign, you had to bust. You couldn't just, I train my calves like crazy. They'll never grow. How often do you train your calves? Once every 2 weeks, mate. When I saw Sammy Ioannidis' calves, like these beautifully shaped, perfect, I was like, I want that. I didn't, but you know, I thought, and I had no calves whatsoever, but I busted my ass training my calves 5 times a week. And then Only then, when you smash them properly, if you do that for 6 months, a year, and you don't get results, then all right, but you're going to
not eating well. You're not eating right either.
Something's off. Yeah, I don't believe that. Oh, I don't have the genetics for that. I'm not buying that. Sorry. I just don't feel. I just don't feel like you're working hard enough.
Well, like I said to you, it showed. But then in 1989, Mr. Universe, your back pose, that Christmas tree, man. Like, not everyone can score a Christmas tree like that. Like, how does one get a Christmas tree, man?
All right, I've got to tell you.
Fuck. What is that? Where does that come from? Lower back raises? Like, what is that? Where does that Christmas tree come from? When you hit it.
Right. Well, this is something you discuss. I think, look, deadlifts definitely helped me, but then I stopped doing deadlifts. I built a lot of lower back thickness through deadlifts, and then I went to back extensions. But I must say, my back naturally is one of my leanest body parts. So that's you know, that sort of lends itself to being advantageous for me. But at the same time, my back was one of my weakest body parts. And it still is, as far as I'm concerned. I don't really have wide sweeping lats. So what I try to teach people, especially people who are passionate about bodybuilding, is whatever you know what drove me crazy, what made me passionate was conquering, making your weakest body part into your very best. You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah. A lot of people focus on the strength body part and forget about the weakest. And I've learnt myself to get the weakest up as well. Very hard.
Yeah, and imagine if you could make your weakest your strongest, then everything else really flows much better. You know?
I love that. You know what's funny? Do you know everybody that tells me their calves are weak, and mine were too, and I train mine now twice a week, but I train them the first exercise. The first exercise, let's say I'm doing quads, the first exercise is calves. Everyone leaves calves as the last exercise in a leg workout, and really they just want to get out the door now. So everyone just hits the calves like it's nothing, and everyone leaves.
Yeah, like no energy, and then
no energy. And for me, I've realized every single body part needs to be noticed, attention, and trained with conviction. And I'll tell you how much I've changed, Gennaro. I'll tell you how much I've changed. I train quads on their own, and I train hammies on their own. I don't train them together.
I used to do that. Yeah.
I still do, because I know. How come I don't train bicep and tricep together?
Yeah, exactly.
But yet I'm training quads and hammies together, but I'm not doing bicep and tricep together. Hear me out.
It's interesting.
And I've divided up my shoulder now. I don't train all three areas together. I do front delts with chest.
Wow.
I do side delts with quads, and I do rear delts with back.
Wow, I never thought about it that way.
Just so my shoulders can pop more. I want it to pop more. They're lacking. So think about it. When you do shoulders, let's say you do 2 side raises, okay, and then you do 2 rear delt exercises, and you do 2 front delt exercises. By the end of it, you're exhausted. So how about I just do 3 side delt exercises with chest, and that's it. Let it rest. The next day, when I do back, I do 2 rear delts, and I let it rest. And then when I do front delts, I do 3. And what I've learned is now I've gone micro training. I've gone in and said, I'll divide the body up nicely.
I like that. I might try that.
Yeah, because what I've done is I've wanted every body part to have glory. So every body part, every single area had to have glory. Yes, the chest, you can't change it, meaning it's a complete chest. Back, it's a complete back. But your shoulders go right around your whole body. And also your quads goes literally, if you're if you're not training bicep and tricep together, why are you doing quads and hammies together?
Right.
So me, I do 16 sets on quads. You know how many sets I do on hammies? 16.
16 on
Same.
hammies.
Yeah, but
Wow.
on its own, on a separate
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
On
beautiful.
a separate day. So what I'm alluding to, I'm not going to sit there. And guess how many I do on calves? 9 sets on its
All
own.
right.
On its own. Oh, mate, and I've seen complete change. Even for 55. I know it's a bit more difficult. If I had that in my 20s and 30s, maybe different. But the design factor is changing completely, man. Everything's changing.
Plus, it stimulates your mind. It's being creative. It's what exercise is about. How can I be creative today? You know, like thinking outside the box. I love that. I think I've always, you know, I really should try that. That's
Well,
good.
what I found is we all walk out of the gym wanting to get out of the gym sometimes just to finish up.
Yeah.
So when you're doing quads, hammies, and calves, I promise you, all right, let's just say this. You tell me, Gennaro, if this is going to work. This is your typical bodybuilding leg workout.
Yeah.
You're going to go in and you're going to do 9 sets on quads. You're going to do 9 sets on quads. Let's say you do that, right? That's all you did.
Yeah.
Then you're going to do 6 sets on a fucking massive glutes and fucking hammies muscle.
Right.
6 only, and you're happy. And then you're going to finish with 6 sets in calves and then leave.
Yeah.
That means you did nothing for hammies and you did nothing for calves. You gave everything to quads. So that's why I said, fuck that.
Yeah, split it up.
So when I do quads on their own, I'll walk out of the gym happy. Oh, beautiful. I don't
have to think about anything else. I put all my energy and attention and creativity to one body part and I killed it.
So when I do, one of my splits or one of my things I do is I do calves. I hit calves. Then I hit quads, right? So I do 9 sets calves. I do 16 sets quads, and I finish with something very nice. 6 sets side delts. Just finish off with some nice side delts, and I leave happy. Because I let the upper body rested, and I just gave it a small hit. I let the top body rest. I just gave it a small hit. That's what I do. So I've really kind of
for you.
At the moment, I feel like a lot of people talk about this is natural, right? I'm training natural, man. You got to do everything possible for natural. You know that. You got to do everything possible for natural.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying to you is, I'm just watching how long people train for, but also the fact, again, I'm going to say it again. You separate bicep and tricep like these fucking little arms. You're separating them because you take them seriously, but your legs, you're not going to take seriously. I don't get it. So that's how I look at it. So it's excuse me, it's a funny
take on things.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Tell me, how old were you when you? Let's get now into you a bit more about your training now. When did you start? When did bodybuilding capture your attention? When was it that it fascinated you? And then you indulged in it. Like, what was it that moment? How old were you? Was it an army poster? What was going on?
Yeah, they were posters. Like we moved from, me and my mates, a few of my mates moved from a gym in our suburb to a gym down the road, a few towns down, which was in Thornbury, owned by Sammy Ioannidis.
Sammy Ioannidis.
Better Body Fitness Center. And that's where bodybuilding came alive for me. I would see all these teenage bodybuilding show posters, and there were guys getting ready for shows that were in there that were my age or slightly older. There were guys that had done shows in their mid-20s. There was Sammy, who was also competing, had won 2-time Junior Mr. Universe, had done well in the NABBA shows, and then eventually went on to win the NABBA Universe. So we were immersed in a small bodybuilding world, and so, you know, that was the perfect training ground for mental growth, for physical growth. And when I saw some of these guys posing, getting ready for shows, they looked amazing, you know, and I thought, all right, this is out of my reach at the moment, but you know, if I can get under the wing of one or two of these guys, or just learn and listen by observing, by doing, and then obviously we would go and see bodybuilding shows, then that's what excited me, was the potential to compete as a teenager, which I did, because I thought, hang on, I'm going to bust my ass for a year and a half, which I did. And then, you know, I had been to a few bodybuilding shows and watched the teenage division. And I thought, I can do this. I can actually beat these guys, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so with that vision, with that belief, I went back to the gym and made it happen, you know?
Do you think we've got that mentality at the moment? See, you just said a word.
No.
You said everyone just goes, this is going to sound strange. Chris, you'll like this. Everyone's saying, you should get the earpieces on. You're missing on some good conversation, Chris. The thing is, people are turning up and saying, don't worry about winning. Mate, when you compete,
no,
you just told me you looked at them and you said, I can beat them.
Exactly.
And you know what today someone will say to you, Gennaro? They're going to say, hey, Gennaro, man, come on, bro. Just let's calm down a little bit. How about you just turn up as your best?
No,
How about you just... But that's what I'm saying is, you turn up to win. You turn up to win and beat them and be the best. Like, what's happened? Everyone's like, as long as you just turn up and you beat yourself, you beat your old self. Like, what? You can do that without the stage.
Do you know, when I competed as a teenager, I ended up winning my first 2 shows, then qualified for the teenage Mr. Australia in Adelaide.
Yep.
Sam's cousin, Sammy I's cousin, as I came off the stage, he said, Sammy, you need to be coached by Gennaro, which I felt was a compliment. And I was a little embarrassed by. Sam's a great poser.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get me off the stage in Adelaide. I kept going. Back then, there was none of this 90, 60-second bullshit, your time's done routine. It was go, mate. Have fun. When you were ready to piss off, just walk off the stage. So I posed for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, because I loved it. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, it's about fucking winning.
And guess what? Guess what? I walked down and I said to JD, John DiStefano, another great bodybuilder, I go, mate, what do you know, first or second? You know what he said to me?
What?
He goes, you're about 4th. I go, what? What are you doing? Right, like this. But I wasn't. He goes, mate, I'm telling you the truth. I go, are you kidding me? I was back there. I saw them. I was more hard, because, you know, with that, that's the, even you got it. I always knew, I thought, I'm going to kick these guys' asses. Mate, I placed, like you said, I placed 4th. But I was so
wanting to win
that I won already. You know what I mean? I won, like, because I was like I said,
hungry. You were hungry.
People remembered me because they're like, "What's this guy? Hang on a sec. Actually, he's pretty good." What?
Yeah.
So that's, like you said. I've spoken to guys at shows, and I'm like, "Mate, you look great." I've gone to shows recently, and just here for the experience. I go, mate, what experience? I said, you've prepared a whole year for this. I go, wake up, fucking, you want to win.
You want to win, man.
No, I competed against. Have you heard of a guy named Tony Pearson?
I've heard of the name.
He was in the 1984, 1985. I love Tony Pearson. I respect him. And when I stepped on stage with him in 2020, mate, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I get to step on stage with someone. You know what he said to me?
Oh.
He goes, move over. I go, I didn't say anything, mate. I just went ape shit. I was like, let's go, brother. And
I love it.
Exactly. I go, mate.
Yeah.
Now it's you and me. And I beat him. You know what I mean?
And look how you talk about him today. You still respect him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because once it's on stage,
forget about it.
Phil Heath said, I wanted to, he said he went on stage to annihilate people.
Exactly.
He goes, I wasn't here to be friends with people. I wanted to annihilate them.
Mate, when I competed in France.
Yeah.
When I competed in France at the WFF, I placed 6 out of 32 guys. The guy that beat me was disrespect. I won't tell you what he was doing. Some disgusting things backstage. And blah, 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 trying to psych me out. I said, all right, we'll see. I go, we'll see. On stage, the crowd erupted, mate. The Italians, imagine in France, Europeans, they're very vocal, mate. As soon as I started to get aggressive, everyone, the crowd started going berserk. The competitors started. No one disrespected each other. All the like you said, all the savage energy and the romantic energy, we let it all hang out on stage. And to me, that's what's missing when guys look at each other doing most musculars. Sorry, but I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of them are dancing with each other, like, God, fucking just
holding
get it
each
going.
other, flexing their legs.
Yeah. Nah,
I don't know. You don't
this
need
is a comp. This is a comp.
Yeah. Keep it professional.
I love it. So, were you academic? I saw you. You've got a scholarship or something.
Right.
You were holding the good old wearing the hat and the outfit.
Yeah, I have a degree in teaching and a degree in phys ed. Yeah, in education. So I was for quite a number of years, I taught phys ed in schools in Melbourne.
Wow. So, okay, wonderful. So obviously academic. And also, were you a sporty kid?
Very sporty. Yeah. Like I played.
You look like you were a sprinter. Were you a bit of a sprinter?
Sorry?
Were you a sprinter?
I was a sprinter, but I used to fizzle. Like I would leave everyone for dead for the first 50 meters. Then they would just leave me, I couldn't finish a 100-meter sprint. I was good up until about finished it, but I rarely won a 100-meter sprint because I was good.
So you were off the blocks.
Off the blocks. Like that's why I was so good at soccer and Aussie rules football. As the wingman, as the rover, I was quick off the mark and I knew I could read the play very well. I was very opportunistic. So I think that's what I loved about Aussie rules, cricket and soccer is that it's suited me because, you have to be, there's room for someone who's crafty and who has a vision. You know what I mean? You have to have.
See, I didn't have that. I can see it in you. I can see why you are very competitive. I'm competitive, but I'm my worst. I think I'm my worst enemy as well. I don't. Yeah. Like you're competitive to work it out. Like it's innate in you, even if you're bodybuilding, what you do, and why you got on stage. For me, I want to get to the stage, but I don't want to walk on it. I don't know why.
Wow.
I don't know what that is. Like,
maybe we can talk about some things here.
maybe, man. I just don't know that part. I think I have to. I think I have to address it though. Maybe I have to
Yeah,
address
for sure.
it. Maybe. Just quickly, I noticed who Howard Paynes. I saw him on your. He's quite a
Howie,
positive-
yeah.
Howie's a mate of yours.
Yeah, he's a mate of mine. I met Howie.
Tell me about Howie, because I didn't want to research him. I just saw him on your thing. I've seen him before. He's very happy, optimistic, go-getter,
Yeah.
flashy, happy, and I love that because he's proud of all that. And that's what he is.
He loves it. Yeah.
Yeah, who's
He's
Howie?
Howie's got great energy. I met him when he owned a gym in New Jersey. When I lived there, I had a house there with my then wife, and my daughter was very young, and loved his energy, mate. And Howie was and is a innovator. He is.
I know.
He has visions, and he creates product and groundbreaking stuff. And his gym was like, I was in awe of his gym. It wasn't a huge gym, but he had all these unique pieces, and he invented the NRG ball, which I helped promote helped him promote through videos. And I was like, mate, I brought it home. It was a 2 sticks that would slide into a medicine ball, and you could do so many things with it. And then, mate, he just went, boom, blew up, and now he's
still in the fitness industry, isn't he? Is he still in the kind of fitness? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get him on. Maybe you can put a little slight word in and I can get him on.
Yeah.
I would like, because bodybuilding's entrepreneurial. He had a gym, you said. I mean, all that stuff. That'd be great.
I'll definitely mention him to you.
Please, but I love his smile.
Mention
and you too.
to him as well.
Yeah, please. But the two of you, the way you spoke, and it's a great relationship. And he actually, I could see there was an admiration for you, for both of you, but for him towards you,
which is
which is very nice. I love that. I love those relationships. So, you know what? Tell me. I noticed that you were wearing that black suit with the hazel tie, and you had a cigarette in your mouth, mate. In your hand. I know back then in the 80s and early 90s, smoking in gyms, we were into it. Like, it was there.
Yeah.
But at the moment, everyone seems to be smoking pot and fucking vaping. What's going on there?
I'm not partial to either of those. But I mean, granted, after I stopped competing for a number of years in Melbourne, early mid-90s, I got heavily into the circuit parties, the dance part. I mean, I don't know if you remember, even in Sydney, mate, the parties, the warehouse parties were unbelievable. And this was my time.
It was Eki Central as well.
Yeah. So with that, you light up a few ciggies, you have a couple of sambucas, and you're on your way. So a few smokes, but always I never got carried away.
We did like it. I'm just checking some more of my questions here. I'm going to go off topic. One more hot topic. You ready for another hot topic? All right, here we go. I heard, Chris, this is a hot topic. I heard soon there's going to be called the Enhanced Games. Have you heard about this? That no athlete will be subject to drug testing. What do you think about that?
I mean, all right. So Enhanced Games, what are the games? Like the Olympics?
Like an Olympics type games, but no drug testing. What do you think?
Why even give it a label like that? You know what I mean? Like, just have a games, and don't test it. That's like saying Joe Weider back in 1964 when he created the Mr. Olympia, right? We're going to call this the Enhanced Mr. Olympia. Why?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia. It's the greatest.
That's true.
It's the biggest bodybuilding, most prestigious bodybuilding event on earth.
Yeah.
And if you want to take gear, you take gear. If you don't want to take gear, you don't take gear. But
and how good is it at the moment?
We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah,
You
so you're saying do
arrive-
the same thing with this hot topic. Why don't you just do the games?
Just have the games. You want to take it? It's open for everyone.
What do you think, Chris? He's saying, why
It
give it the name
sounds
enhanced?
stupid.
Just call it the games and let people come as a.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you
Yeah,
too.
it just
Yeah.
sounds ridiculous. Natty, like I hate natty. Not
Yeah.
natty. I'm not natty. You're natty. Macros. I hate those words.
Yeah.
You know, like just what macros, mate? Carbs, protein, and fats. You
Oh,
know?
the best stuff. Tell me, how good is the Olympia at the moment with some of the natural guys on there now, man? There's some really great contenders at the moment. Everyone's coming through
What
natural. Like
the
there's a few.
natural Olympia, or you mean or the classic physique Olympia?
We're talking about the classic physique Olympia, even men's physique.
Yeah,
How many people are looking amazing at the pinnacle of the sport, which is called Olympia, and
Right.
a lot of them are naturals too.
are they? I mean, I don't know. Like,
No, there is. I'll send you. I'll send you a link of one guy that looked amazing. I'm not saying he was. I believe he was in the top, but just to be on stage natural next to C-Bum. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not talking about.
I mean,
I'm talking about you're on stage. You've been chosen to be in the lineup of
and
30.
natural.
And you're
and the
natural.
guys-
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I'll
I
send it to you.
think I think it's possible.
No, he
And
says it in his profile. He's natural, and
Mate,
I will send it to you.
and how does he look next to C-Bum?
He looks amazing, but of course, I'm not going to say I don't think he'll take it out. But what I'm alluding to is there are guys, you know, in Melbourne, just on the weekend, one of the IFBB men's physique, the guy that came second place is a natural guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doubting that, and I think you raised a good point, because a lot of those natural guys are actually have better physiques than the guys that are on gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I ask you, why did you not ever enter that field when it would have been around you, tempting? You know, it was there. It was there.
I mean, to be honest with you, I got so many good results from building my body naturally.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that. I just thrived on what I built naturally and sculpted that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm with you, but I know you're a race car, and I'm sure everyone's coming around you with different fuel, wanting to put it in you, and I'm sure you would have been tempted many times. I'm sure. I'm just wondering, how did you fight it?
To be
How did
honest,
you not surrender to it?
No. To be honest, I never really got. I got more people accusing me of,
Oh, of course they would have. Yes, of
but
course.
no real people were pushing. You know, no one was ever really pushing stuff on me. You know what I mean?
No, but what I'm saying is not pushing. What I'm saying is, how did you not push yourself to go to that level? Like, how did you hold the discipline to yourself when you could have gone in different comps now? You could have gone for the pinnacle of Olympia, let's just say.
I think because I wanted to stay true to what drew me into bodybuilding at the very beginning stages of my experience with it, which was the challenge of developing and balancing out the body with good food, with good rest, with excellent workouts. You know what I mean? And then once, you know what I mean? And like you said, it's artificial. And then I also respected my parents too, like my mum and my dad. And, you know, I have the greatest respect for both my parents and my siblings. So, and, you know, our parents gave us the gift of life, the gift of health, the gift of culture, of everything.
Achieving.
So why opportunities? So why will we go and degrade that? You know what I mean? And mess with that. You know, so I had to respect my parents' wishes as well. And
well, I've got to say that there's a few people. I'm going to send you some people that are natural, that have won pro cards IFBB pro cards. One of them, Emmanuel Wardu. You're going to freak out over this kid as well. And I had him on the podcast. If you want to go find him, it's called Emad Wardu. He's natural. He'll even tell you on the podcast that he didn't even take vitamins. Nothing.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Can I ask you quickly, because we're coming up to going over the body in a second, what about vitamins? What do you think of creatine, glutamine, all that stuff?
I haven't taken glutamine in a while, but I believe, I mean, again, I'm on and off creatine. You know, I have my moments. I mean, initially when it first came out, I was like, fuck, this creatine's great. You know, I was blowing up, but it did hold a lot of water.
It did.
And I do like the nitric oxide boosters, like the agmatine, the citrulline, the all those other ones, you know, the amino acids and the L-carnitine. Look, honestly, I'm into supplements. Yep. I'm into supplements that work for me and that work for my clients.
Yep.
B12, rhodiola, you know, I do have a sort of a repertoire of supplements, you know, that I take on a daily basis.
Well, I'm going to ask for them from you. I'm going to message you. I'm going to ask for them. I think I need some supplements at the moment.
Are you fat up or fed up? Tired of boring food? We just cooked this from our What Should I Eat cookbook. It's also on an ebook, making it more affordable for you. So,
get your copy at threeog.shop.
Well, let's go over the body. Now, we're going to go over the body. I'm going to tell you a body part.
All right.
Just one exercise.
Okay.
Sets and reps. That's all. Very simple.
One exercise. All right.
One exercise. And if you train it, you're great. If you don't, you can say don't. But
okay.
The first one is traps.
A dumbbell shrugs.
Yep.
4 by 8 to 10.
Great. Outer delts.
With dumbbell side raises.
Yep.
But I do a various number of exercises in one session, but let's say 5 by 8 to 10 dumbbell side raises.
Okay. Front delts.
Don't really train it that often, but I would do cable front raises.
Okay. At the moment I've enjoyed barbell front raises.
Yeah, barbell are good too.
Yeah, but what I've done is I've trying to find that sweet spot that I push it out far enough, hold it for a second and bring it back down, not just lift it and drop it, drop it. So there's a soft spot finding the right way. But how many sets and reps would you do for the cable front raise?
I do, again, like 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12.
Yeah, I do about 3 sets of 10. Try to maybe 12 sometimes. Rear delts?
I'll do a machine rear fly. About 4 by 10 to 12.
Okay, wonderful. Back?
One exercise?
Just one.
I would say pull-ups or chin-ups.
Yeah.
5 by 10.
Nice. Yeah, that's one I haven't been doing for a while, but I agree. I've actually brought back the traditional barbell bent over rows.
Yeah.
But this time I'm actually trying to feel it, trying to work mind to muscle.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm trying to engage, because sometimes when you do bent over rows, you fuck your lower back sometimes because you're going to be ape shit. So I'm trying to find the sweet spot. I'm trying to find a sweet spot, but that's a good old-fashioned fundamental. That one I do 4 sets of about 10 to 12. A chest?
I would say dumbbell incline press.
Yep.
5 by 6 to 8.
I love those. I do those, but I've introduced the good old-fashioned flat barbell press.
Yeah, I love that.
Back to the way Arnold and everyone used to train. Why? Because we've bastardized it. Everyone's going, but the thing is, they had big chests.
Yeah.
So now I try to go. I try to bring back some old school and stick with it. Like stick with it for 12 weeks.
Exactly.
You got to stick with it. And that I do about 3 sets of 10 because I try to load it at the right point. Maybe 12. Biceps.
I love training biceps. I'd have to say dumbbell curls together.
Yeah,
Not,
I like
not
that.
alternating.
No, yeah. I fucking want it over when I alternate. When I do it together, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I like. So how many sets, reps?
I do like 4 sets of 8 to 10.
Lovely. What about tricep?
Ooh. Well, my favorite is really the overhead tricep extension with the rope.
Yes. Sets and reps.
Again, 3 to 4 sets of 12. I do a lot of reps on that one.
Yeah, I'm doing kickbacks.
Okay. Dumbbell kickbacks.
Yeah. So that one as well. You need mind to muscle memory on that one. You need to know how to focus on it nicely. Something that not many do, but I do hit them once a week, just once a week, a bit of a burnout. Forearms.
I don't really train forearms, but
Not many do.
Yeah, I do just basic reverse curls.
Yeah. Sets and reps. If I just, you know what I do? I just do to failure. 1 set failure.
4 sets. Yeah, like 4 sets of maybe 10.
Yep. Abs. So you got some great abs on you.
Abs. I would just exercise. I mean, I like kneeling rope crunches.
They're good ones. How many sets? Reps?
4 sets of 20 to 25. Usually 20. Yeah.
20, yeah. Quads?
I mean, I like press and walking lunges, but I'll go with leg press. Like a 45.
How sets and reps?
Oh, yeah. 5 sets of 10 to 12. Actually, sometimes I do 20. What am I talking about?
I've noticed that. I saw your latest. Yes. I mean, I saw some of your back videos too. Hamstrings?
Without a doubt, lying leg curls. I love the way they feel.
Fucking those. Do you know, I've only just discovered how many sets and reps firstly, how many curls?
Say 5 sets of 8 to 12.
Yeah. I've only just discovered how to fucking do RDLs.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
It's so technical to get it. Like, I just keep thinking it's a deadlift. I just think it's a fucking deadlift. But I don't know, just RDLs I've been trying to do lately too.
Hang on, RDLs stand, is it the what
Romanian
is
deadlifts? Romanian
deadlift. All right. Fuck. All right. Romanian deadlifts. All right. That's sort of somewhere in between a regular deadlift and a straight leg deadlift.
Yeah. It's like it's about pushing out from your ass more and lifting through your ass. But it's weird, but I just discovered, I kept wondering why. Glutes. What do you do for glutes?
Honestly, I used to just
train legs.
Yeah, just train legs, walking lunges, or straight leg deadlifts. But I have to do hip thrusts, but with no weight whatsoever. I just do it after my workout. By the time you do a good leg workout, your ass is burning anyway. You just burn it out with hip thrusts.
That's true. Calves.
Another one of my favorites. I would have to say standing calf raises.
Sets and reps.
5 sets of 8 to 10.
Okay, only because I like to sound technical. What about the tibialis?
I like that. I like the tibia raises. Probably 4 sets of 15 to 20.
Okay. Well, we've just gone over the body. I mean, it's been a long podcast. Tell us, promote yourself. How can we find you? Where can people find Gennaro?
They can find me on Instagram at
Yeah.
Ferra Fitness, Ferra Fitness.
Yes.
I've got a YouTube channel. If they type in my name, Gennaro Ferra, or my website, which is ferrafitness.com.
Yes.
Or like I said, YouTube. I think it's Ferra Fitness or Gennaro Ferra. Facebook, just type in that Ferra head. Gennaro Ferra. Facebook.
Yeah.
Where else? I mean, that's about it, really. I think I'm on TikTok. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, all right. So Gennaro Fitness. What's it called? Fitness. And what's it again?
Ferra. My last name, which is Ferra, Ferra Fitness. Just Ferra Fitness. Yeah.
Sounds unreal, mate. Well, Gennaro, I just want to say thank you so much, man.
Steve, it was a pleasure, mate. It was a real pleasure. Thanks for having me on your show. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like we had a great discussion. We have a lot in common, and you know, I want to help you get on stage. So let me know.
Maybe yes. Then when they say who's your coach, I can say Gennaro Ferra.
Gennaro Ferra, see.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Thank you so much, bro.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, mate.